Assalamu alaikum, all the children. How are you? Alhamdulillah, I am fine. I know it's a tough time. It, it's a difficult time for us, but we have to be patient, we have to be strong, and we have to pray to Allah. Inshallah, 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 Allah will help us to overcome this situation. Now, come to the point. Today, I'm going to discuss chapter 4, and our topic is Introduction to Population of Bangladesh. Bangladesh and population. We know we are overpopulated country. Almost 17 crore people live here, and our area is not that big, so it's overpopulated. And our density of population is 1,015 people per square kilometer, and we are the 8th most overpopulated country in this world. So you have to underline these two lines, okay? Then lesson 1. Introduction to demography. What is demography? Demography, we have two words there. Demos mean people and graphy means quantity. Now underline the definition. Demography means the calculation or descriptions of population. Demography is also called population science. So you have to underline this one. This is very important. Then lesson 2, 3 and 4. Dominant elements for change of population. There are so many reasons for population change of population, like birth rate, mortality rate, migration, mobility, and marriage, and so on. Let's see. Number 1, birth rate. This is the answer of CQA. So underline the definition. What is the definition? Birth rate means the number of living children born to every 1,000 women of a particular country in a particular time. So there is a particular country, there is a particular time, and living children. Not that's mean alive children. And another important thing is born to every 1,000 women, not 100,000 women. Okay. So birth rate. If birth rate is high, that's mean population increases, and if birth rate is low, that's mean population decrease. What do you think in Bangladesh? What happened? Yeah, in Bangladesh population is high. That's mean birth rate is high, but right now it's low than the previous time. So Bangladesh, India, China, Pakistan, these are overpopulated country. Here birth rate is high. On the other hand, developed countries like USA, Canada, Australia, they are not overpopulated, so their birth rate is low. Number 2, mortality rate. Mortality rate. The end of life is called death, and this is the high time to know about it, isn't it? Everybody is dying everywhere, like in USA, Italy, Spain. Hopefully not in Bangladesh, inshallah. Okay, so underline the definition. It is determined by how many people of a certain age die in per 1,000 people. So this is also per 1,000 people. Okay, how many people are dying? This is called mortality rate. So mortality rate. Low mortality rate means more population, and high mortality rate means lower population. There is a negative relationship. Okay. Now underline this line. See, in 1990, the mortality rate of below 5-year-old children was 144 in Bangladesh in per 1,000. But in 2015, child mortality rate was 38 in per 1,000. That's mean mortality rate is low right now, isn't it? From 144 to 38. Why? Because our medical science has been developed and our technology has been developed. I hope it's really, because now we need that one very much. Okay, so because of medical science, development of medical science and technology, now our mortality rate is low. Third one, migration. Migration means moving from one place to another place. If you change your dwelling place permanently, then it called migration. So we have two type of migration. One is internal migration and another is international migration. What is internal migration? Internal migration is moving from one place to another within the country, within the boundary of the country, like from village to village, from town to town, from town to village, and from village to town. So what do you think? In this case, population increase or decrease? No. Population remains static. There will be no increase, there will be no decrease. On the other hand, international migration. What is international migration? That's mean people are going abroad. If people go abroad from Bangladesh permanently, then it's international migration. Or people coming to this country permanently. So this is called international migration. So in this case, population increase or decrease. If people go to another country, that's mean population is decreasing, and if people come to our country, that's mean population is increasing. Okay, then marriage. Marriage, conventionally in our country, uh, people get married in tender age, that's mean young age, but we have a law. We have a law that a girl can be married when she is 18 years old and a boy 21 years old. You know, we don't follow our laws. That's the problem. And marriage, if you get married in younger age, then what happens? People take more and more children. Then social mobility. Underline the first line. Social mobility means the change of social status. So what is social mobility? A poor person don't care about his living standard. You know, doesn't care. He doesn't care about feeding his children, health care of his children, education of his children. He's not conscious about it because he doesn't have any money to do that. But if he educated himself and then he got a good job, then he will be a rich man, and then he will be conscious. You know, he will think about his future, and uh, and he will try to save money and good health. He will want good health care for his children, good education. So this change is called social mobility. Okay. Now listen 5 and 6 lesson. Causes and effects of dissimilarity in birth rate. There are many causes. Number 1 is climate. You know, in tropical climate, people read more. There will be more children because of the climate. And in cold weather, there will be less population. And we can say that in cold area like USA, Canada, Australia, they have less children, and in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, we have more children. So climate is one reason for higher birth rate or lower birth rate. Number 2, lack of education. I already told you that if we are not educated, we don't care about anything. Okay, we are not conscious. We are prejudiced. We are, we are conservative. But if we are educated, then we know the bad effects of overpopulation. We know if I cannot give my daughter or son good education, good health care. So this is another reason. Then third, early marriage and polygamy. Early marriage I already told you, and polygamy I know you know that in our religion a man can have more than one wife. So if he married to 1, 2, or 3 wife, then naturally he will have more children. Then low living standard. I already told you that Poor people doesn't care about it, so that's why they take more and more children. And then infant mortality rate. Infant mortality rate means if children dies in earlier age, like when they born. So when they born. So in infant mortality rate, if infant mortality rate is high, then population will be less, and if infant mortality rate is low, then population will be more. Okay. In our country right now, infant mortality rate is low because I already told you our medical um, science is good now. Now, impact of birth rate discrepancy. I will give you some point. You will write down the point. You have the point in your book. Okay. If increase and decrease of population have, if our area is smaller and population is higher, in that case we face some problems, doesn't it? So what are the problems? Number one, the country fails to provide the people with basic needs. This is one point. Number two, national income of the country will decline. Number three, food deficiency. Number four, poverty. Number five, unemployment. Number six, problem in educational management. Number seven, ecological imbalance. Number eight, standard of life degrades. Number nine, man is attacked with many diseases because they are living in a slum, that's why, and overcrowded, so many diseases. Number 10, ethical values disappear because I don't have money, so I don't think about bad. It is bad. It is bad or good. I don't care. So ethical values disappear from the society. So these are the bad effect. There is some good effect also. On the contrary, if people go to abroad, that's mean we don't have that much people in our country. They are going to abroad, so they are earning money there. So they are giving back the money. They are sending back to the country. It is called remittance. We know that. So it's good for our economy. Okay, this is the impact of birth rate discrepancy. Then, lesson 7. Causes and effects of discrepancy in mortality rate. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, causes of discrepancy in mortality rate. So, what are the causes? Number one, geographical reason. I already told you, tropical places, mortality. Actually, geographical reasons. If the country is developed, the country's infrastructure is good, communication is good, weather is nice, then what happen? People don't die. People don't die, so their population is don't die. So mortality rate is low there. On the other hand, where in underdeveloped countries, what happened? Communication is bad, transportation system is bad, infrastructure is not good, and your weather is bad. So then in that case, mortality rate is higher. People die there. So this is the geographical reason. Then number two, natural disasters or accidents. Flood, river erosion, then earthquakes, volcano. This natural disaster and accidents, what happened? People die. So over there, mortality rate is what? High. Okay. And then third, various diseases. This is the high term. Various diseases like virus, coronavirus, Ebola, SARS. So all these, when happen, people die. So their mortality rate is high. That's mean right now mortality rate is very high in the world, especially in America, Italy, Spain, and inshallah, hopefully not in Bangladesh. Then fourth, age. Age matters. If you see what happened to Italy, you can see that in Italy they have old people there. That's why old people are dying there. Okay, so if any country have many old and young children, then mortality rate is high. Then poverty, we already talked about it. If people are poor, then they don't mm, uh, they can't have nutritious food. Advanced healthcare is not there, and low living standard, so that's why people die. Then wars and battles. Look at Syria, Palestine, Kashmir, and Rohingya issue, huh? Burma. So where battle is happening or war is going on, there people are dying. So their mortality rate over there, mortality rate is high. Okay, then we have impacts of discrepancy in mortality rates. Okay, if mortality rate is high, then what happen? Parents are afraid. Huh? Parents are afraid, so they take more and more children because they think probably this child will die in near future. So they take more and more children. So like that, we become overpopulated country. So this is a bad thing. And if mortality rate is low, in that case, what happened? It's good for a country. Huh? Socio-economic development happened, so it's good. Now let's go to lesson 8, causes and effects of migration discrepancy. So underline the first line, to change dwelling place permanently is called migration. Underline this. So causes of migration discrepancy. Why migration happen? There are so many reasons. Like people go to another place for more income, for good profit, for service, good service, for business purpose, for marriage, then higher education, good civil rights. Where they have good civil rights, they will go there. Then natural calamities. Because of natural calamities, people move from one place to another. Like we have flood every year, isn't it? So people always come from village to town when flood happen, river erosion happen, or earthquake happen. So this is one reason. Then opportunities, recreation. People want to have fun, so that's why they go to Western countries. Then environment, it's very important. In Western countries, their environment is very nice, so people want to go there. People want a better life. Okay, then wars. If war happen, then people move. Like if you look at Syria, what happened? There war is going on over there, so Syrian people are moving from Syria to everywhere in the world. They are refugees now, Palestinian. And the big one, Rohingya issue. They are coming to our country. Now we are dealing with that. Okay. So these are the reason why people migrate. Then impacts of migration. Now, what you will do, you will point out the point, all the points. Okay, I'm telling you the points. And number one, there are various types of effects of migration. That's mean effects of migration. Number one, the areas where people migrate get expanded. If people come from village to Dhaka, it's happening. Always it's happening. People are coming to Dhaka from village. What happened? Dhaka is now a big city. Now we have North Dhaka and South Dhaka. Dhaka South and Dhaka North. Gazipur, Jodhpur, Shawar, these are all included in Dhaka. So the area is expanded. Number two, density of population increases. So density, we already have 1015 people per square kilometer. So density of population increases. Number three, The demand and price of basic needs and daily commodities increase. People, more and more people, so the demand for the commodities, and so that uh, price hike happen, price increase. Then various social problems arise. Like what? This one is 4. Number 5, admission problem in education system sector. Number 6, lack of employment. Number 7, different types of criminal activities. People are coming here and they don't have any job to do. They don't have they're unemployed. So what they are doing? Uh, they're doing stealing things from the people. They're doing drugs, everything, and they're selling drugs. So criminal activities increase. Then environmental problems. It's a very big problem for Bangladesh. We know we are the number one country. Dhaka city is the number one. So environmental problem, worst environment in the whole world. So this is a big problem, if people come to one place, more and more people, then environment will be air pollution, water pollution, and slums are we are creating slums. They are living in a small places, so diseases are happening. So it's a chaos. Okay, these are all the negative things. And the positive things is, if people migrate from Bangladesh to another country, then they're sending money, so the remittance, it will help us, to improve our economy. So this is a good thing. Okay, so we are done. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, you will do the MCQ by yourself. And creative question, I already told you. Probably I told you. Okay. The first one I told you. 1A, no? Okay. What is birth rate? I already told you. Number B, how do geographical elements and location affect mortality rates? I already told you. Page 37, you will find it. Then which dominant element of population change is noticed? And you will find it in page 38. Page 38, lesson 8. Okay, you will find there, lesson 8. Then what type of role which is okay? Number D, you will find it page number 39. Impacts of migration. Okay, last one, impacts of migration. You will find there the answer. So that's it. A 35 page, B 37 page, C 38, and D 39. Okay. So okay, I hope you will be okay, inshallah, and we will see you soon. Okay, inshallah, pray for that. Okay, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.